avadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Asato ma sadgamaya, tamaso ma jyotirgamaya, mrityurma amritam gamaya, aviravirmayedhi. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Parthaya pratibodhitam bhagavata narayanina swayam vyasena grathitam purana munina madhye mahabharatam advaitamritavarshinim bhagavatim ashtadashadhyayinim amba tvam anusandadhami Bhagavad Gita bhavadveshinim. Let we be protected, let we be nourished. Let our study be with energy and vigor. Let our study be enlightening and not give rise to hostility. Om peace, peace, peace. Lead us to truth and not to untruth. Lead us to enlightenment and not ignorance. Lead us to immortality and not death. Let the self-manifest Atman grow in me. Om peace, peace, peace. Om, O Bhagavad Gita, with which Partha was enlightened by the Lord Narayana himself, and which was incorporated in the Mahabharata by the ancient sage Vyasa, the Blessed Mother, the destroyer of rebirth, showering down the nectar of Advaita and consisting of 18 chapters. Upon thee, O Bhagavad Gita, O loving Mother, I meditate. We'll also repeat the name of Sri Ramakrishna, the embodied Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Jai Jai Ramakrishna, 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 Jai Jai Ramakrishna. So before we proceed, we'll read from the complete works of Swami Vivekananda. David.
This is said, and that is said. What do you say, my friend? I say nothing. He quotes, everybody else has thought, but he thinks nothing. If this is education, what is lunacy? Look at all the men who wrote. Though these modern writers, not two sentences their own, all quotations. There is not much value in books, and in secondhand religion, there is no value whatsoever. It is like eating. Your religion would not satisfy me. Jesus saw God and Buddha saw God. If you have not seen God, you are no better than the atheist. Only he is quiet, and you talk much and disturb the world with your talk. Books and Bibles and scriptures are of no use. I met an old man when I was a boy. He did not study any scripture, but he transmitted the truth of God by a touch.
Okay, here what Swamiji is saying, generally we quote what others said about it. but we do not have our own experience. Until or unless we get that experience, it's no knowledge. It's only repeating others, like say it's called vomiting. Somebody has vomited and we eat that. So it is not education. That is what he is trying to say. And reference is Sri Ramakrishna, who did not study any scripture, but who realized scripture. So that is more important. Realization is more important than quoting somebody. So that's the, yes. What is he said? Yes.
Silence, ye teachers of the world. Silence, ye books. Lord, thou alone speak, and thy servant listeneth. If truth is not there, what is the use of this life? We all think we will catch it, but we do not. Most of us catch only dust. God is not there. If no God, what is the use of life? Is there any resting place in the universe? It is up to us to find it, only we do not search for it intensely. We are like a little piece of maw carried on the current. If there is truth, if there is God, it must be within us. I must be able to say, I have seen him with my eyes. Otherwise, I have no religion. Beliefs, doctrines, sermons do not make religion. It is realization, perception of God, which alone is religion. What is the glory of all these men whom the world worships? God was no more a doctrine for them. Did they believe because their grandfather believed in it? No, it was the realization of the infinite, higher than their own bodies, minds, and everything. This world is real inasmuch as it contains a little bit of the reflection of that God. We love the good man because in his face shines the reflection a little more. We must catch it ourselves. There is no other way. That is the goal. Struggle for it. Have your own Bible. Have your own Christ. Otherwise, you are not religious. Do not talk religion. Men talk and talk. Some of them, steeped in darkness, in the pride of their hearts, think that they have the light. And not only that, they offer to take others upon their shoulders and both fall into the pit. No church ever saved by itself. It is good to be born in a temple, but woe unto the person who dies in a temple or church. Out of it. It was a good beginning, but leave it. It was the childhood place, but let it be. Go to God directly. No theories, no doctrines. Then alone will all doubts vanish. Then alone will all crookedness be made straight. In the midst of the manifold, he who sees that one, in the midst of this infinite death, he who sees that one life, in the midst of the manifold, he who sees that which never changes in his own soul, unto him belongs eternal peace.
So should he not quote scriptures? Those who have not realized, yes, we are to take reference from scripture. As Gita says, Tasmat Shastram Pramanam Te Karya Karyo Vyavasthito. Because it is Shastra, scriptures, which has defined what should be done, what should not be done. If a person is ignorant, it is better to refer Shastras, scriptures. But one should not be confined there. As Swamiji rightly expressed, that we may be born in a church, but we should not die there. What does it mean? We must realize, we must put our efforts to realize that truth. We should not be eating the vomitings of others only. In the beginning, there is no other way. We are to refer Shastras, because there we get the clue where to go, what to do. But we should not be confined there. That is the idea. So we go to our text, because we are studying Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavad Gita. So we have already studied, and it is not good to repeat every time. Therefore, we should start from Shloka 26th, or just before that, because this is the explanation of the Shloka 25th. What it says, Naham Prakasha Sarvasya. Naham Prakasha Sarvasya Yogamaya Samavrita. Mudhoyam Nabhi Janati Loko Mam Ajam Avyayam. I am not revealed to each and every one. Why? Am I partial? No. It's not because of that. It is mudha, those who are confused, those who are ignorant. Na abhijanati lokaha. So he who is ignorant or confused, they do not know me. Veiled by the illusion born of the congress of gunas. Congress of gunas means three gunas. People are baffled by the binding forces of sattva, rajas, and tamas. Sometimes you are indolent, sometimes you are active, sometimes you are serene. And we enjoy that serenity. That means even we are bound in serenity. Therefore, I am not manifest to all. People, those who are within these three binding forces, they cannot know me because I am beyond these three gunas, three binding forces. This deluded world knows me not. Why they knows me not? Because I am unborn and the immutable. What we know only things of the world. Things of the world. Whatever we see, whatever we hear, whatever we touch, taste, and smell. This is our limit. Sometimes you can also posit that whatever we feel, it's sixth sense, mind. From mind, sometimes we perceive something which may not be within the five senses. We feel this. Therefore, we know all of this in this world. But I am beyond that. I am not manifest. I am not revealed. Therefore, they are least bothered. They do not know me. Why? Because they are so engrossed in this world that they don't bother their head or heart to know me. So he'll explain this, why it happens, why people are confused. But before that, he proceeds, before proceeding to that, he says, but I know everyone, everything. Vedaham samad atitani. So whatever is past, vartamanani, present, and bhavishyani, and whatever is future, I know these all. Why? Because I am the conscious being. Even consciousness is based on me. Therefore, everything happens. Whatever happens, we know. Say, like, we know what we are going to do today or tomorrow. Similarly, God knows what is present past, and future. But people, Bhutani, those are created beings, do not know. I give example. Say movie director knows what he's going to make in that movie. He knows the present and also past and the future. But those characters, the actors and actresses, they do not know. Suppose you are writing a book, a story, and in that story you create some characters. They do not know what is their past or future or present. But you, the author, you know very well because you are writing. So what happened? Even you can make a new story. So Vedaham, I know whatever is past, present, and future, but nobody knows me. Why it is so? It happens because I am not objective. I am the subject, eternal subject. Therefore, nobody knows me. So I am conscious, or consciousness is based on me. What I am cannot be said. Because if it is said, then it is vyakta. But I am avyakta. I am unmanifest. No one can manifest him. As Sri Ramakrishna would say, that everything is spoiled by touch of tongue. That means it is spelt. But one thing is beyond that. Sab jinish eto hoye geche. Kintu Brahma ki vastu keu bolte pareni. Brahma eto haini. That means it is not spoiled by the touch of tongue. Therefore, and Upanishad also says, Yato vacho nivartante aprapya manusasaha, where speech comes back with mind, not getting what it is. Amar man bujheche pran bujhena. That there is a song that it says that my mind understands that you are beyond, but even my prana, my vitality, it doesn't want to be convinced that I cannot reach there. Because it is our real nature. Therefore, it looks like it is there. We can get it, but we cannot get through mental modifications. We cannot get objectively. We are subjects. So one has to reach there. Vedaham samatitani. So mam tu vedana kashchana. Nobody knows me. Me, but me, none know it. Now, he is telling what is the cause. What is, why? Because of what? Nobody bothers to know me. And Bhagavan says, Ichha Dvesha. Ichha means desire. And Desha. Desha means aversion. Samuthena, when it is arisen. Either we have desire, we want to grab more and more, and then we discard also. We gather, we have so many books. We don't read so many books, but we want to gather. Similarly, householders, they want to gather more and more things. Why? Because they think that it is the objects that will give them joy. Ichha dvesha samuthena. So I want this because this will give me joy. Oh, I don't want that because that gives me sorrow. So whatever gives us joy, we are attracted to that. That is ichha. Sukham hetu prati pravrittihi. Whatever gives us joy, we are attracted to that. And dukkha hetum vishay nivrittihi. And whatever we do not want, because we think that it will give us misery or sorrow or suffering, we don't want to get it. We want to avoid it, and we are averse to it. So when it is arisen, and it is natural in us, whatever we see, either we like it or we don't like it, or we hate it. So this is a point. We are so much influenced by ichha and dvesha that we do not have any spare time to think, what is the truth? And know for certain, even objective knowledge cannot be attained if someone has this duality, ichha dvesha, because his mind is confused, dandva mohena, is confused by this dandva. Therefore, even for worldly things, they say, don't think about what you like or you don't like. Just concentrate. And then you'll understand. So if it is for ordinary knowledge, ordinary objects of the world, if someone wants to know the ordinary things of the world, for him also he should be objective. Or objective here means he should avoid ichha and dvesha. Then only one can go to its root. So if it is for ordinary objects of the world, now one can understand how it is important to concentrate in one's own self without desire and aversion. Until or unless we get rid of this desire and aversion, or all dual throngs, we cannot go or we cannot reach that truth. Because we are confused of this, we are confused because of this dual throng. So ichha dvesha samuttena, when ichha and dvesh has arisen, then this, because of this dual throng, one is confused. But here, Bharata, oh descendant of Bharata, you are not ordinary person. You are great. You can go beyond. Only you should be courageous. You are courageous. So if you try, you can go beyond. And not only that, he says Parantapa, you are scorcher of enemies. These are your enemies. And you can get rid of it. But it is deep rooted. This is deep rooted. When it happens, Sarge Yanti Paranta. When it is created, this body is created. This person is created. So that time, Sarva Bhutani Sammoham Sarge Yanti. Sarva Bhutani Sammoham Yanti. When? At the time of Sarga, creation. By the delusion of the pairs of opposites. What are the pairs of opposites? I like, dislike, love, hate, and win and loss. Like that. Shita, Ushna, Sukha, Dukkhada. It is hot. Oh, it is too hot. So we want to have some AC and this. We cannot stand, we cannot tolerate. It is too cold. Oh, I want a heater. So people are engrossed in this. Therefore, either they like it and desire for it, or they dislike it, or they are averse to that. So because of this dual throng, they are confused, deluded. O descendant of Bharata, all beings fall into delusion at birth, O scorcher of fools. But you can do it because you are not ordinary person. So here Sri Krishna encourages Arjuna, and through Arjuna all of us, that if we try, we can do it. See, in the beginning, when we are born, we are attracted to toys, various kinds of toys. Balas tavat kridasakta, or like various games, plays. And then when we are bit grown up, then we have more avenues of joys, say motorcycle, or say maybe some liking, disliking of food, or this and that. So balas tavat kridasakta, tarunis tavat taruni rakta. So when one grows up, then naturally one wants wives, children, and family, etc. And they are engrossed there. So it is natural. It's not to blame someone, but it is natural. And because they like and dislike those things, they have no time. The question arises when one is fed up of this. Enough is enough. Alam pratyavan. I cannot stand anymore. See, like when somebody is feeding you and they want to feed more and more. A point comes in when you jump, oh, don't give any more because I'll die then. So that state is called alam pratyavan. That means enough is enough. So such time has not come to ordinary people. Therefore, they do not know me. They are engrossed in this world. They divide this world into two. Either they like it or they don't like it. And therefore, their mind is vacillating. Liking, disliking, love, hate. I love you, I hate you. I love you, I hate you. So this goes on. And therefore, I'm sorry, my battery is down. So whether we like it or don't like it, we have to change. So this is called kartabya karma. Whatever is to be done is to be done. But here there is a clue. One should be detached. Tatra ishwaropi me tushyatu iti sangam tyaktva. So one should work. How one should work? Sukhe dukhe same kritva labha labho jaya jayo. One should be equanimous in all situations, in all dual throngs. Sukhe dukhe, whether he's happy or unhappy. His mind should be not vacillating. He may suffer. He may suffer due to disease, old age, and all other situations. But his mind should be calm and quiet. It should be absorbing various situations. Sukhe dukhe same kritva labha labho jaya jayo tato yuddha yujyasva. for the sake of fight, you have to fight. It is not that for, is it not goal oriented? Is it wastage of time? Not really. If you do sincerely, the result will follow. But one should be equanimous in his mind. Then only one can go beyond this dual throng. That is the idea. And even one should not be tempted to please God. Because if you want to please God, that means you are wasting your mental energy for something which is not required. Rather, one should perform one's duties without attachment. Asanga shastrena dridham chittva. So that is the teaching here. And then we go to the next. Yesham tu antagatam papam. But some people are there, those whose antagatam is at the end of papam, sin. Or sin here, not Christian sin, it is bad karma. And who are they? Punya karmanam. The virtuous, men of virtuous deeds. That means those who are doing good to others. So here it's very important. Why it is important? Because when we do something good for others, actually what happens, our heart is cleansed and we become purer and purer. So virtuous is not for accumulating some merits. It is to have the heart cleansed. Therefore, we are to work for others. So those who, but to punya karmanam, of men of virtuous deeds, whose means that people of men whose bad deeds have reduced, is at the end. What happens to him? He becomes free from dual throng and also confusion. Because of dual throng, dandva, moha comes, confusion comes. I like this, I like that, I dislike that. So what happens? One is vacillating into two. You know, as we grow up, we have so many avenues of entertainment. And we are confused. Sometimes we are attracted to maybe iPad, maybe a laptop, and this and that, iPhone and this, all kinds of things, gadgets. And then not only that, with the advancement of science, there are so many attractions. Now this Facebook and YouTube and maybe so many social social media. So we are attracted and we think, oh, see, it is giving me joy. But those who have gone through this and those who have understood enough is enough, no more. So their time has come. So yesham tu antagatam papam jananam punya karmana. Any advancement happens when we have question. See what happens in a PhD. A PhD scholar raises some questions. How this happens? Why this happens? In which condition it happens? And all kinds of questioning. And what he finds in his paper, he tries to find those questions answered. So questions are very important. That is why also we find Prashna Upanishad. So question. When question arises, answer must come. And when we are fed up with this dual throng, then comes answer. Then delusion out of this dual throng gets thinner and thinner. And then those who are Dridhabrata, those who are resolved firmly, men of firm resolve, they worship me. Only those who worship me, my real nature is revealed. So it is not that I am partial to anyone. It is because of not giving attention to this that they suffer. And I am not revealed to each and every one. Because they have their mind is so preoccupied with things of the world that they do not bother to know me. But those whose time has come, they will be away from bad karmas, they will acquire or they will do good karmas for others, and their dual throng will go away. And because of their dual throng will go away, their confusion also will go away. So Dvanda Moha Nirmukta. Then what will happen? They will worship me with firm resolve. So it is not me. It is the person who is responsible for this. Those men of virtuous deeds, whose sin has come to an end, they, freed from the delusion of the pairs of opposites, worship me with firm resolve. We can give some more example. Sun is falling on all with same amount of light, photons. But we find on mirror, it reflects correctly or near correctness. But we find small droplets of water. There we find the reflection is similar as sun is, only it is a bit small. And therefore, it lights a little. But on earth, it is less. On opaque body, it is less and almost none. So, it is not that sun is responsible for that. It is particular object that is it, responsible for this, either reflecting full or not reflecting or partial reflection. Therefore, I am not responsible. I only shine. Those men of virtuous deeds. So therefore, what we are to do? We are to see this world and try to find out and figure out, is this world real? Is this what we want? Is this the goal of life? Then we are to try to understand what is the goal of our life. And in Upanishad, it is said very nicely, Pariksha lokan karma chitan brahmano nirvedamayat nastya kruta krutena. They examine, some people examine this world. How they examine? I do this and I get this result. Karma chitan. So if I do this, see, if I work for a day, I get this remuneration. Is it worthwhile? So if I do some virtuous deed, I'll go to heaven. If I do something wrong, I go to hell. So this is the result. So karma chitan, whatever result that we get out of karma, we get similar results. But they want to know, is this my goal of life? Pariksha lokan karma chitan brahmana nirvedamayat. They are out of delusion and they get renunciation. Why? Because nastya krita kritena, one cannot get that which is beyond karma, beyond the influence of karma or duality. Akrita vastu cannot be achieved by krita vastu. Akrita vastu means whatever is beyond karma, one cannot get because of karma or by doing karma. Here karma means whatever, good, bad, indifferent. So one gets the sense of renunciation. So this question is very important. Observing this world. Is this world real? Is what I am trying to get, is it permanent? If not, why I am fooling myself? Therefore, such a person starts questioning, and question is the answer in different form. So what are the questions? Who am I? What is this world? Why I am here? What is the purpose of life? Am I doing right thing to get that purpose fulfilled, or I am fooling myself? These are the questions. And once these questions arise in one's mind, the answer comes. And when answer comes, then only the confusion goes away. He is no more attracted to dual throng. And therefore, such a person will hold fast, take refuge at the feet of God, and they will worship. Worship means here not only formal worship, but wholeheartedly they hold me. Bhajante mam. Bhaja means seva. Bhaja sevayam. So here they will serve, they will dedicate themselves to me. And such a person is Dridha Vrata, with firm resolve. So let me read it. Those men means not only men, women, those of virtuous deeds whose sin has come to an end. Sin here is bad karma. They freed from the delusion of the pairs of opposite. They are no more attracted to pair of opposite. I like him or I like her, or hate him or hate her. All these are distracting mental modification. Avidya, because of nescience, avidya, comes asmita. I am this, I am good. And he's not good or he's bad. So this comparison comes when asmita comes. Avidya, asmita. Then comes raga and dvesha. I like it or I dislike it. So this is the problem. It is not God who has created this problem. You can say, it is said, Parikshlokan karmichitan brahman nirvedamayatan astya krita kritin. Kaschid dhira pratyagatmanam ekshat abritta chakshu amritattam icchan. Only those few, very few. What they do, they shut their avenues up and they try to meditate on me. Kaschid dhira pratyagatmanam ekshat, pratyak atmanam. They want that pratyak atman. Pratyak means inner self. Parak means outside, Pratyak means inside. Abrita Chakshu Amritatvam Icchan, and they desire for immortality. Such are very few. And there is another shloka where it says that our mind or our avenues always go out. They want to see things of the world, hear things of the world. Why? It is because it is the system which is created like this. Therefore, one can say it is created by God, but it is because of our tendency that we end up in this. Therefore, what we are to do, we are to work for others. We are to dedicate ourselves to God. And this way, we can get rid of this confusion of dual throng. I like, dislike, I love or I hate. One should be equanimous in all situations. One may think that, oh, it's a hard stone. Let one think. But internally, we must be equanimous. And such a person will worship God. Now, why should one do this? And Bhagavan says, Jara Marana Mokshaya Mam Asritya Yatanti Ye Te Brahma Tadviduhu Krishnam Adhyatmam Karma Chakilam. That shloka is Paranchi Khani Vetrinat Swayambhu. Khani means all senses, Indriyani. They are always going out. Paranchi Khani Vetrinat Swayambhu. Tasmat Parang Pashyanti Nantaratman. They want to see, hear, experience outside world, but not inside. Paranchi Khani Vetrinat Swayambhu. Vetrinat, that means Swayambhu, Swayam, who has created this? Swayam Bhavatiti Swayambhu, Lord. Lord means here the system. System has created this. You know, say bank, you have invested some money and you get some interest, maybe here 0.02%. But you get it. Who gives you? Is it the teller? No. Is it the manager? No. Is it the owner? No. It is created in the system. So Swam Bhavatiti, it's like self revolving or self-creating. So Parikshalo Paranchikhani Vetrina Swambhu Tasmat Parang Pashyanti Nantaratma. Therefore, the system is made in such a way that it goes out and it doesn't want to see inside. So what we are to do, we are to see within. That will happen when we have vairagya, renunciation. Enough is enough. I have suffered enough. I don't want to suffer anymore. It's not only words. That should be the action. That is why here, Jara Marana Mokshaya. I have suffered for ages. What I have suffered? Old age. Jara. It says geriatric word has come from Jara. Marana, death. So Mokshaya means to get rid of. Mam Asritya. So they depend on me. They take refuge in me. Yatanti ye. Those who try. And what is the result? Te Brahma Tadviduhu. They realize the Brahman, self. Krishnam, completely. Adhyatmam, Karma Chakilam. Akhila, the entire work, karma. Those who strive for freedom from old age and death. So here it is the purpose. So this is Sakama Bhakti. Even this is Sakama. Those who strive for freedom from old age and death, taking refuge in me. So this is very important, because ultimately he doesn't want anything. That person takes refuge in God. They know Brahman, the whole of Adhyatma. Adhyatma means whatever is inside. Adhi Atman, Adhyatma. And the whole of karma. What is the purpose of karma? What is the goal of karma? What are the results? So they know in its entirety. Therefore, Jara Marana Mokshaya Mam Astritya Yatanti Ye Te Brahma Tad Viduhu Krishnam Karma Chaklam. Krishnam Adhyatmam Karma Chaklam. So this is, for some devotees, they don't bother about whether they are released from this birth and death. They don't want even to think about it. So it is said, Natha Yoni Sahasreshu Yeshi Yeshu Brajamyaham Teshu Teshu Achala Bhakti Achyuta Astu Sadatvai. They pray that maybe I am born in various births. I don't bother about it. What I want only God, and that's nothing else. So, such a bhakta is beyond Sakama Bhakti. He's not with desire that I'll get rid of this birth and death, desire that I'll get rid of this suffering, etc. But he goes beyond it. So that's very important. Now, what is the philosophical part of it? It says in Godak Padakarika, Jara Marana Nirmukta Sarve Dharma Sabhavat. So in ourselves, there is no death, there is no old age. Self is beyond birth, death, or old age, or even suffering. Those who attribute all these on the self, they are making small of the self. Therefore, they are not, they are devoid, or they are short of that reality. Therefore, even from philosophical standpoint, it is not good to seek freedom from birth, death, and old age. It is our birthright. It is our reality that we are beyond birth, death, and old age and suffering. So one should be totally poised in that self. Therefore, those who seek smaller goals are not the highest. But as Bhagavan said, it is not bad. At least it is good that somebody is striving for something. So it is not bad in that sense. And Swamiji also said, maybe I have a desire to know and to be known. And then he also prays to God, Sri Ramakrishna, that please take me beyond that. So that is the devotee who is beyond all desires. Those who strive for freedom from old age and death, taking refuge in me, they know Brahman, the whole of Adhyatma and Karma in its entirety. Now comes the last shloka. But this is the preamble, or the said to to take to the next chapter, these are introductory words. What are these? Sadhu Sadi Bhutadi Devam Mam Sadhi Yagyam Chaye Viduh Prayana Kale Api Chamam Te Vidur Yukta Chetasa. Because, okay, first let me read the meaning. Those who know me with the Adhibhuta. So the Adhibhuta, Adhidaiva, and the Adhiyagya know me even at the time of death, steadfast in mind. So they may not realize God or Brahman while living. That's called Jivan Mukta. While living, they are free. But at least at the time of death, that means Videha Mukti, when the body gets rid of, then they are free. So if a person takes refuge in me, then he may not realize me while living, but at least he will realize me at the time of death. And Mother, Holy Mother, Sri Sharda Devi also said many times, not to worry my children. Sri Ramakrishna will come at your death point of death, and will take you to his abode. Only thing, we should depend on God. We should depend on him. And we must have this faith, burning faith in him. So this is, it will be explained what is Adhibhuta, what is Adhideva, what is Adhiyagya, and Prayan Kali, at the time of death, what one should do so that he realizes God. So this will be explained, so no need of explaining here. Only this is the introduction to the next chapter. Any question?
Yes. On number 27, you, in your commentary, you were saying one should work with equanimity, mind calm and quiet, absorbing all situations. And then you went on to say, one should not focus on pleasing God. Did I misunderstand that very last part?
No, it's a Tatra Ishwaropi me tushyatu iti sangam tekpa. It's a Shankaracharya comments on this. That even that also is an impediment. You know, your mind will be focused. Oh, God will be pleased. God will be pleased. So that that is also a kind of attachment. Though it's not bad. Most of the devotees will do in that way. But for him, he doesn't want to keep something unsaid. So he said, Tatra, there, Ishwaro api me tushyatu. Even God is pleased with me. This is also an attachment. Iti sangam tyakpa. Such attachment also to be avoided. So it is not my commentary, it is commentary of Bhagavan Shankaracharya. Right?
Thank you. Thank you. What?
And it's subtle. So no need of worrying about it. It's we are devotees. Yes, there is no harm. If I do something, God will be pleased. Very good. But later we'll grow in that state also, where I have to do my duty. Whether God is pleased or not pleased, why should I bother about it? So that means God is separate. When you are doing something good, it will flush within you.
2 weeks.
that it is right. What you are doing is right. Therefore, not to worry. So this is a bit, Shankaracharya is very, very uncompromising. He goes to the root of it. So that's very important. So we come to close to this chapter, and maybe we'll revise the whole thing and then we go to the next. Not only revision, but after revision, we'll start the new chapter so that we start with these technical terms. So, Adhibhuta, Adhideva, Adhiyagya, and what one should do at the time of death. Right? Any other question? Okay. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Tat Sat. Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Jai Ma.
Thank you, Swami.
Hari Om.
Pranam Maharaj.
Namaskar.
Thank you.
Jai Ma.
Jai Ma Swami.
Okay.